Yo, hey, what's up guys? In today's video I want to show you a budget version of the Yannica billion damage Wixwell team, but I also will try to answer some questions that have been asked, and the most common one will be answered now, and we will jump right into it. So I got asked, why didn't you show Nightmare? Nightmare? First of all, I had my test runs and Nightmare was just more stat intensive. So I went on my Emic and I saw, oh, I only have 450 resistance and stuff, so I went on tests on hard mode, normal mode, wherever, and it worked. And I will show you in this time that you can actually do it on Nightmare. That is no problem. And I also made another team, you see it right there, but we will jump into the next question that has been asked a couple of times. Can Emic be changed? In the version right now, no, not at all. He is the reason why we are actually in tune and everything. Let's just imagine we put another taunt champion in here. Let's go on buffs. Do I actually have another taunt champion? Ooh. Yeah, let's put just that one in here. And the taunt is there to not get eaten at all, and you can just continue whatever you do without interruption at all, so you never get your buffs gone because you got eaten and stuff. So we put taunt in here and we still got it, and Nia and that champion can definitely do a taunt loop. But then your other champions will not have the reset. Let's say, for example, we just have two extenders right here, and they will not be able to give us the endlessly buff all the time. So we had to go for another buff extender. Let me put something in here. First of all, the taunt goes out there. Other effects. I have clicked that button a couple times in the last week, like in a week. Yeah, I think it's a week. So let's put another buff increase in here. It's just extender. And now we will have the endlessly buff all the time. But we are still missing something. It is actually defending about the blue head on the end. And there will be no space in here to actually make the full buff extension all the time work, plus the taunt loop and stuff. And later on, maybe I give you something I have in mind, like you have 3 buff extenders right there, then you put something in here like a Shamael, and technically Emic can be changed, just not in the version I'm gonna show you in here. I'm gonna put Shamael quickly in here. Shamael right here, like that. Maybe the best solution. And you could do something like that where you kill some heads and they respawn and you get sometimes eaten and not and stuff. That will be kind of possible. That is not, no doubt it can be possible, but it's just more RNG heavy and more things to do, more to take a cover of it. But it will be possible, no doubt. But it's just not the best thing in the world to do. But I will cover something like that in the future too, don't worry. So let's go into the next question. Can Chris be changed? And I use them all the time, and people are like, is he like necessary or stuff? And I already showed you the team. No, you actually don't need him at all. I put the anchor right in here. You could put a Valerie in here, a champion that can be farmed in the, what's it called, campaign. And I have been there in a long time. And yes, you can use another champion. And another question was, can you change Duchess? And yes, totally yes, you can use Tatura. You need a champion that can provide you with perfect rail and block buffs. Block debuffs. Perfect rail and block debuffs to actually make that work, so it can be go on full auto and stuff, and everything is okay. Later on, you even could put out, like, let me put it like that. Shamael in there. Let's just jump quickly into it so I can show you what I mean. You can do something like that. If you don't have a Duchess or a Tatura, that is still okay, but you gotta do it on manual. Wait, it broke my preset. Wait, let me just go quickly back and put that champion in here. So we can just use them auto on the most time. And yeah, Emic is in the right spot, not in the right spot. He shouldn't be the boosted character of that team right now, but you kind of get the thrill. You would put it like that. You put Shama in the lead and he will maybe lose his shield or something. If you make him super slow, everything is okay. but you gotta do it manual on the end. So we got still coverage about the blue head, but the thing right now, what's gonna happen is you get debuffs, and you will get, yeah, nothing else than debuffs. The amount of HP doesn't matter, but Nia is actually looking for debuffs. And if we are getting debuffs right now, let me show you. Where is it? Give me some debuffs. Come on. Let's go in auto a little bit. Right now we don't see the blue head on my side, but he will be there at some point, and that's why we actually have to take care of the blue head. Or instead I would take a totally different... Yeah, now we got our debuffs on the champions. Shama is doing his thing. Yes. I want to do a showcase. Come on, dude. Yes. So we got our buff stolen anyway, but now Nia is not anymore targeting Emic by herself. Let me put, please, come on, let me do it. That's why I actually also go in hard mode. The boss heads are slower and I can do my testings a little bit quicker, you know. So we got Nia, and does Emic have some debuffs? No, he doesn't. They all have more than enough HP, but she's actually gonna target for debuffs, and that's why we cannot use it in auto anymore. So later on, we can even use that one in like a manual faction, or maybe we get some help soon about a Nia team, and that would be insane. So, that was one question, like, can you use a Duchess? Yes, you can, like use a Tatua or use a Shamael, and he can be just used as a replacement, but you need to do it manual. And another big question was, can you use Brogy? Technically, yes. It is more RNG than before, and the thing is, right now I use Merciless and a... what's it called? Reflex? Is it called Reflex? Yeah, Reflex. A Merciless and a Reflex set on my Wixwell, and I want to use another one on Anchorite, but I do not have another Merciless set. So that's what I kind of prefer, but that goes out of the window if you put a Brogy in here, because there is one cool like solution for that. You can use your... He does actually have a cleanse, and there will be always just one, basically one debuff you can get on your team. That is True Fear, but you can cleanse like one round on Brogy and one round on Anchorite. He is perfectly fine in there too, so he could do it too, but you can use a Mikage, a whoever you want to use for that. And they can technically cleanse each other, but Emic is like in danger of a normal fear. The blue head, actually I cannot click it right there, but the blue head is gonna do his A1 over and over on Emic because of the taunt, and he will put out a fear that cannot be blocked, and that could happen right before Emic goes a turn, and you could fail your run if that happens. It is a little bit more RNG heavy, but something like that you can use. Wait, let me go just inside. But in my case right now, the showcase won't be the best, because yeah, I have Reflex and Merciless, so the cleansing could go out of order, to be honest, and that's why a little bit is of a problem on my side. But we can go jump in. Let me put up the preset quickly, and you kind of want to see what's happening. And also I'm gonna explain you why he is actually not as great as you might think. Let's put it like that. He's just gonna do it in the beginning, or you know what, let's just go ahead and do it twice. We will go on normal mode for that showcase, because my Brogy isn't the best in the world, and maybe you get better Brogys and stuff, and it should look a little bit different. Like for you, it's gonna be looking like I have my normal run right there. Are we gonna jump in there? And now we know against the blue head we can defend ourselves, but there is kind of a little bit more RNG, because the blue head can go right before Emic goes, puts the fear on him, and Emic could lose his taunt thingy. You could even get eaten, because that happened, and you will just free up your champion again with Brogy and Yannica and DPS set or something, and then it's just a little bit more awkward. But even then, if your champion gets eaten, is coming out, he doesn't have a shield anymore. And if he gets a debuff or a little bit of damage, the full auto thing will immediately stop on Nia because, yeah, she's aiming for debuffs and HP. So if Yannica gets eaten, comes out, gets a little bit of damage, she will be the target for the reset. And that's not what we want, so I technically don't like it too much. It can be done. But there's another thing. Brogy, first of all, needs to have damage really high, like really high, to get a good effect right here. And you do shieldage about your damage. Let's imagine you do 500k. I think it's 30%, then you get around 180,000 shield, something around that on your champions. But the trick right here is actually not Brogy his shield. It is actually Wixwell. He does it by percentage. So if you have 100,000 and you get 5% and 5% and 5% over and over and over and over, it just means endlessly numbers on the end. So we have a shield about billions. Brogy helps you on the beginning, no doubt. But I made some testings, like with my Duchess in there, where Brogy is right now, and then I put Brogy in there, did some testings, like how many turns do I need, and stuff like that. But it turned out that I maybe skipped like 10 turns, 15 or something, and then I was able to one-shot, and that was just not worth it for me, because there's one flaw. We use Brogy and he needs to have damage. So we will automatically kill heads. That makes the blue head spawn more likely. And of course we can set it up, but then the RNG is kicking in more and more and more. And in my opinion, it wasn't just not really worth to face the RNG all the time, but you can use him, but it's not saving you too many like turns and stuff. Maybe we can try it out in like 1 or 2 minutes, but it wasn't too great. So I thought to myself, he's not bringing too much to the table. Just imagine you have 10 million of a shield, and then he's coming in with 180k. That is not making the extension of the percentage so much bigger, but on the beginning it helps a ton, just not as much as you probably want to. Let's go ahead and maybe we can, the head is almost dead, maybe we cannot do it. That head is already dead. Let's do whatever. I think we already do have the buffs. Let's go ahead and initiate the meltdown just a little bit early. Let's go ahead, one more of that. Please don't die. I think he's gonna die. Let's go ahead. Please steal something. Please steal it. Now everybody has kind of the same amount of... No, he died. Oh, yeah, obviously it wasn't going to happen. The shield looks like really nice, but at some point it will always look like that. And you can save yourself a couple of turns, but not as much as you probably want to. So, next question. Yeah, that's a good one. What happens if Mischief is not out there? Like you start the rotation and Mischief is just simply not there. Then you kind of have to do a comp like that where you actually kill people. And a Brogy in that case could be actually helping you. To be honest, it would be okay. But what I do is the Sharma L trick and do it on manual. Maybe Brogy is a better decision on that one. You face a little bit more RNG in the case of the blue head, but you kind of can do the auto trick just... Yeah, what auto trick? Like you can do it on auto and the run will just continue for you and you just see what's happening, AFK, and later on you jump into it. So you can actually do it. You need to kill a head, that's no doubt, or Nightmare will be way harder. That's where I probably would go even more with Krisk, so I can get the decreased defense out there, do more damage, and maybe I would go for a Sharma L, but it's manual, but he kind of does more damage on a single head than everybody else, so yeah, that's kind of what I would do. And let's jump into the next question. Is there a damage cap? Yes, there simply is. You can do, I think, 330 something million damage on a head. And that's it. You can supercharge that shield for 30 minutes longer and it won't do any more damage for you. And that is really nice. Okay, it's not really nice, but it's nice that we can get there and we can figure out that there is actually a damage cap. But yeah, it is not so nice for us. And yeah, I think that was everything about the questions. If you have any more, please let me know. I will set up my team again and I will show you just what we kind of did on the budget team. The budget team is kind of really cool. It's kind of a fusion theme like. Let me go in that window. I was wrong there. Where's my tutorial? Yeah, it would still be cool if we had a filter button right here. Like, yeah. So we're gonna set him up like that. He bringing the perfect whale and he is bringing the block debuffs. We needed both to make the auto run happen, but actually you don't need it if you wanna do manual. That's no problem. But I do not like manual too much, to be honest. And are we in nightmare? No, we aren't. I think we did normal. And yeah, at this moment too, I stacked up my damage, and not my damage, my resistance on Emic. And he immediately got his turn meter decreased. So I just will start it over. That's kind of a little bit janky when it happens right away. Later on, if that turn meter decrease happens at some point, it is not like it's breaking your run immediately. Most of the time you can just recover. That's what I saw. So it is not, but on the beginning I wasn't making it work already and stuff. So we did the same thing that we did before. Instead of a Duchess that will be a Tatura, he is providing us with perfect whale and block debuffs so we can go on auto. Plus we are defended about the blue head is when he's spawning or when he's just there. But keep in mind, you want to click a head, that Tatura will do his damage all the time on another head than the blue head, and you're really safe. And the Nia Emic loop is already been shown. I think I said enough about it. Anchorite is there because I went for Demiffa one time, but block damage was a issue. So you cannot do damage on the heads when they got block damage. So I screwed that one. Anchorite is really nice. He is kind of, you can use him in two ways. You can use him that he is actually a champion that never will hit. That can be used in another idea and stuff. But also he brings a re-attacks with Hex. And also he brings 2 buffs that you can put on your champions. That is what your shield makes it grow. Your shield will grow faster on the amount of shields you have over your champion. So more buffs, more shield growage, and everything is just better. And also he is bringing the increased buff duration. Of course, obviously that must be. I would probably use him in Merciless and Reflex so we can get our buffs on 20, 25 duration, timing, and the buff and the Mischief can just steal it for 25 turns or something, and we can create a little bit more. If you just don't use Merciless and Reflex, you still can do it, but then on the end you will always have 2 to 3 duration of buffs what the boss can steal. Like right now it's gonna grow on my side because I have Merciless and Reflex, so it's gonna go on 10 duration or something. But if you're not using Reflex and Merciless, it will stay always the same. It will stand there, but it will always be the same. And yeah, I prefer to grow it a little bit, so even 25 turns and something can go on. And yeah, I think Wixwell does his job, is growing the shield. Emic is the Mischief target. He cannot lose his shield from the shield set, or he won't be the Mischief target anymore. Otherwise, I would have to build my Wixwell more in resistance, because Emic and Wixwell are both the Mischief target then, because of his counter attack, and he's the same amount and stuff like that. So the shield cannot get broken from the shield set, or he won't be anymore the target. And I do not have my Wixwell and resistance. I want his accuracy to be up, so we can get decreased attack on the bosses sometimes, so we can grow our shield better, because we won't get any more damage input and our shield will get lowered. Yeah. And Nia is really nice, to be honest. Really, we can use her just for reset purposes. And also later when we wanna initiate the meltdown. That's what I call it all the time. Like when your buffs get stolen and stuff, you want that to be happen, then you need to use Nia's A3, so everybody has the same amount on buffs. You can even go with interception to aim it a little bit on Wixwell, but they all have the same amount on buffs. They will all have 10, and then the Mischief Head can actually steal stuff. Before right there, at this point we would have to be going for RNG again, that the 3% is happening at some point where the shield is high enough and we can just, melt everything down and so on. And this run looks actually really nice. Most of the runs look now better because I have more resistance on my Emic, but I will cut into a video now because, I want to save myself for time and I already did what I did right now. Okay, alright, we are in the video. I started a little bit early so I can get all the footage I needed. We will jump a little bit forward. No problem. Where is the point where we actually do it? I went a little bit too long, maybe. I went on 250 turns. I just didn't stop it. I was just, hey, let's make for sure that I'm gonna do the meltdown and everything will be okay. But at this point, we are trying to get our buffs on the right amount. We are checking what's going on, and we're gonna use Nia's her A3 to get the right amount on buffs, and we are waiting to get our buffs stolen. The best way is to get your buff stolen on Yannica. Why is that so? So he will decrease the turn meter of your Yannica, he will increase his own, so he is more likely to go first. And then Yannica is basically the next champion that goes right afterwards. He went a turn. And I think we're gonna see that right now. Yes, I'm gonna do the interception on Yannica again, so she won't get like a provoke or something. You never know. He's, I guess, not doing anything. Yes, he's about to, he spread the thingy. Nia comes first, alright. Yeah, what did I do? I think I checked like the shield set, and I know right now, okay, the middle right one that has the shield that won't probably get killed, and he has also reflect damage, and I'm probably gonna die and stuff. So I thought about stuff like that. We are still waiting for our Yannica. Come on, do it. Yeah, I was thinking too much. We are not skipping it. We already did it. Huh? Wait. I'm sometimes a little bit confused myself. They all have like shields and I wasn't paying attention to the damage. But we already did it. We did more than 900 million. The one head didn't get the damage because of that other shield. But and also at this point, you kind of see you still can continue the run. In my team right here, everybody has 10 buffs right now, besides Tatura. But next turn, the Mischief Head could steal the buffs again, and then he has the shield. He has right now the shield. I don't know why, but yes, he would gain another shield, just stealing it from you, and then you just hope he can spread it in the next 4 turns. That's why I personally think to getting your Merciless and Reflex shield is a little bit important. So at this point, all your champion have like 25 turns of shield or something. Then when the Mischief Head is stealing your shield, he can do 25 turns and he still got the shield, and he can spread like 15 times or something. Just a little bit more of strategy is needed to get something like that done. But let's jump into the gear. So Wixwell first. I'm a little bit confused about live arena bonuses. There is like a thing that it might not work, or it works on the test server. I'm not really sure. It is showing right now, so I'm assuming it is working, but maybe it is not. But I can also promise you that with the base speed, you will be in the same speed bracket, and the turn order and stuff won't change for you. So either way, it will work for you. So that was the stats. We're gonna go on set, reflex, and merciless, just to get his skill over and over and over. Yeah, obviously. And I went on resistance right now there, but he is not anymore the mischief target, so I probably wouldn't do it anymore. So his buff can be stolen too. And yes, that's kind of it. maybe something like a shield thingy or something could be okay on him. I don't know technically. Let's go on the next champion. It was Tatura. Also a fusion champion. Those are the speeds and everything you need. You don't need resistance on the other champions anymore. Emic is the only one. We're gonna go on masteries. I do not have two. I rent him on bulwark so he can actually soak up damage, and also that one. So it's more likely to not get our shield from the shield set removed. Who's next? Emic. Right. So he is in a normal, no, okay, he is in a shield set, so we have even more shields on the beginning, so it is nice. If you put a Krisk in there, you don't need it anymore, and some puzzling like that you have to do on your own, but he's in a shield set for me right now. Technically you don't need it, but protection set is not the best in the world to put it on him. He can actually make your shield to a protected shield, and it wouldn't be so good for you, to be honest. And yes, he has resistance. Masteries are like that. Went down on resistance. Everybody who brings a couple of buffs has also that one. So we gain more resistance about the buffs, and we do have plenty of those. Did I show you everything here? Yes, we did. So let's go on Nia. I will put the Hydra again. So those are the stats. You want kind of accuracy if you can and stuff. Probably some of my stats are not on point, but it's working right now for me. But can be like optimized later, but I'm just not doing it. Oh, she is in a cursed set to get Hex out. It's just when you do your kill, when you have to kill a boss head, because of the mischief is not there and stuff, so I can just do it a little bit more easy and stuff. That's what the thought process was behind it. But since there is a damage cap, it is not actually super important to have that one. And we went more HP in here. I think I used a shield set one time on her. That's why she is HP focused. I could also use that one, but technically on her, she is doing the A3 at the right point. And you don't want to get more resistance on it on the end, so I screwed it. Who else was in there? Yannica, of course. She also is in a shield set, so we gain more shields. That's why the budget version is easier to obtain. Probably if you have Krisk in there later or something else, it is a little bit more easy. You just don't have to get your shield from the shield set broken, and you should be okay. Then you don't need like a shield set on all your champions, but one is recommended. We got the stats over here. We're gonna do... I put her in War Master right now. I don't know. I went here, down here, to test out that one right here. That mastery. Increase the damage inflicted to targets under shield buffs by 25%. It might help. It might not. For my opinion right now, I haven't seen a big of a change because of it. But it could technically help you. I don't know at this point. And the rest is kind of like defensive wise, so she won't get her shield broken. Did I forget any champion? Anchorite? Did I show Anchorite? I do not think so. We will do that again. If I have shown already, I'm sorry, but I just want to make sure everybody has the best information. And even if I'm a dumbass because I'm doing mistyping and stuff like that, let's go back on Anchorite. So he is in a normal set. I would prefer Merciless and Reflex, but we do not have all the Merciless what we want, so I get it. And those are the stats on Hydra, of course. And the masteries. Now on the end, I want to just quickly talk about it, what the use case will be. I do not think this team will be used over 1.2 billion on Nightmare. The RNG to get it done 2 times back to back is really hard. It is not the easiest thing in the world. I have to be honest. Even getting there without your buffs getting stolen on 3% takes a while. and that's probably why you do the 1.2 billion and then you stop, or you try one more time, okay, it didn't work, and you just accept the 1.2 billion, and that will be done on Nightmare. But also it can be done more if you really want to, or maybe later on the big brain community is coming up with another comp that can do insane damage with a strategy like that, and it will be even get easier. But at this point I'm not thinking too much about like 3 billion or 5 billion. I always end the run after I did my damage, so it's just showing and everything's okay. So yeah, that will be the end of the video. If you haven't liked already, please do so. I'm needing it. It's my bread and butter. Subscribe also if you haven't done already, and yeah. Have a nice day.